Time. Your life will change exponentially when you begin to respect your relationship with it. Time, the unseen current that carries us forward with little to no effort, yet always seems to evade any attempts to grasp for it. Time is our ultimate masterpiece. We are artists of time. Look at the way it sculpts our lives, yet we never really know how much of it we have. Time, it offers no guarantees, no promises, and it can even seem cruel when it is taken away too soon. So you can see how time is our greatest teacher in presence. It urges us to awaken to the gift of the now. It allows us to really see the preciousness and the majesty of the moment. You and I have both just experienced a death within the last 20 seconds of this recording. Truth is, you and I will never be the same versions of ourselves the way we were just then. So perhaps time is not measured in minutes, but in this ever unfolding wave of momentum from one aspect of self-awareness to the next, like a wave always coming back to the shore over and over again. Time whispers through the lines etched upon our skin, each wrinkle a quiet record of its passing. Time teaches us all in equal measure. Your ancestors built their narratives, their stories, their mythologies with the time that they were given. And we hold these stories and this information in our DNA. Although we all come into this world with different mythologies in our cells and in our bones, at some point we all realize that it's we, it's us, it's you, and it's me who have the opportunity to choose the stories that we wield with our time, despite where we have come from, despite what we have inherited, despite what stories you were programmed with. And the way that we architect our time is our ultimate gift. It's our ultimate legacy as the future ancestors of our lineages and of the planet. So it's time that binds us all. It's the soil of our shared humanity. It is the nourishment, the nutrients that were gifted on this earth walk, in this earth dance. How precious of a life we have been given. If only we could do well by one another with the time that we have. Time cannot be hoarded, borrowed, or returned. Its wisdom is noticed in our weathered hands, in our ability to create new patterns, to become new versions of self, to step into new identities through this same life, this same through line. Yet we can experience a full spectrum of self through this through line of your lifetime. We get to choose the moments that we hold close, and we get to observe more closely the ones we might let slip through. Time is both the cradle of our becoming and the measure of our impermanence. Time doesn't ask about what we are achieving. It's aware of how deeply we are aware with its fleeting embrace. If time is what binds our human experience, let us be humble and resilient in our nature. So today we explore the artistry of time, its illusions and its truth, its teachings in death, life, impermanence, presence, and wisdom. Thank you to time, and welcome to the first episode of the Center of Destiny podcast. I'm your host, Tara Dow, and it is an honor to meet you in this space. When I was young, I used to have these memories of these sobering moments where I would look at the adults around me after noticing the patterns of reality through, days, months, and years. And I remember having these sobering questions of why is it that the adults around me seem to do things over and over again, seemingly without conscious choice. And I used to think about the nature of timelines, even at a really young age, as like a preteen. Not that I had the context or the words or the education to really understand the mechanics of reality from a spiritual lens, yet it was this felt sense that I had, which was at any given moment, we could actually change our lives. Like if someone were to give me 24 hours, even as a kid, or my parents were given 24 hours, they could literally do anything that they would want to do. Yet, I had this question of why are the adults around me choosing to do the same things over and over again, whether it seems like they're enjoying it or not. And so this nature of awareness, even at a young age around time, is something that I've deeply contemplated for a while now. And as someone who has deeply explored the initiations, the rites of passage, and the architecture of transformation in my own life, continuously dying and rebirthing into more aligned versions of self, and also witnessing and supporting others to do the same. I am always in awe that it is through time and it is through our choice of how we are going to be with the time that we're given that dictates the type of realities that we will experience. So I've experienced a multitude of realities in one lifetime, many different lives within one lifetime. As I imagine those of you listening continue to experience in your own life. And really, if we want to see time beyond this physical dimension as simply awareness of experience, as simply consciousness experiencing itself measured in time through physical reality to understand the soul's journey, then why do so many of us feel stuck within time? Why do so many of us take time for granted? Some of us do not respect our walk with time. And if that's you, then I really just honor and hold deep reverence and compassion for you exactly as you are now. I see the innocence behind that because we don't live in a world where we are taught by the measure of preciousness of the time that we've been given. We grow up in a culture that sees time as a bunch of checkpoints towards these different projections of what we are meant to do with time. That at certain ages, you're supposed to have things look a certain way. If you don't have things look this way, then essentially you're not doing life right. Yet these templates are so old. They're so expired. They were so written by people that were outside of you, that people that have no idea the exact type of destiny or the type of genius, the type of latent encoding that your soul has come into this earth with. So how could anyone that is not aware of your own existence create a paradigm in which you're meant to subscribe to their projections of how you're supposed to be living through time better than you could? if you're the one holding the latent code, if you're the one that knows yourself so deeply. So this is a permission slip to all of us listening today to really be the artists of our own time and to reconcile and get honest with ourselves about where are we letting time slip through our fingers like sand? Where are we only half alive in the moment? Where do we feel numb? Where do we feel like we're escaping or hiding from the moment? Where do we feel unmet by the people around us in the relationship of time that binds the connection? Or where are we letting time move so quickly that we're not even indulging in the deliciousness of the moment? Where might we need to slow down in order to be in right relationship with time? Some of us are moving so slow, or we're staying so stuck in our lives. We're afraid of momentum. We're in a freeze around the way we would embody our souls through our vessels and our human expression. We're holding back what is truly trying to channel through us. And therefore, we're not seeing how impermanent the opportunity that we really have to express and explore ourselves is. And so the question would be, if you only had 24 hours to live, if you had 1 week to live, because it is such a humble yet innocent and also cheeky thing to assume that we have nothing but time in our lives. So we keep pushing and delaying. We keep thinking there's a better moment for it elsewhere, or that we have to be a certain way in order to explore that version of ourselves in the now. And so for those that are freezing, frozen, or collapsed or hiding through time, I speak with love and reverence to each and every one of you, with love, with compassion. And I'm also here to remind us that when you leave this body, when you see the review of your life, you're going to remember the moments where you moved past your doubts, you moved past your fears, more than the moments where we were unpresent, where we were disconnected from our bodies, where we were disconnected from the people around us, disconnected from ourselves, where we were numbing, where we were escaping, where we were, finding ways to distract ourselves. Those things aren't going to be what the soul remembers. The soul is going to remember all the moments of resilience, all the moments of courage, of jumping off of the proverbial cliff and trusting that we would be caught. That's substance that a soul truly remembers, and it's what defines, this preciousness that we've been given. And so my suggestion, my message to anyone who is feeling scared about time, feeling scared about the impermanence of time, and not knowing if we can fully step in the way that we know is possible. Some of us are diluting, holding back, just getting by. We're sort of lukewarm with our lives and our time. I want to say that we can only go as fast as the most scared part of ourselves. And this is something that I teach so much in the nature of shadow integration. Because essentially, your soul or your intuition might be leading you towards destiny. It might be guiding you towards a sense of purpose, towards creative expression, towards works of art, towards projects, or even relationships, desires, curiosities that you have for this human experience. A greater part of you, the principal observer of you, your soul, this aspect of you, the inner teacher in you that is witnessing your human experiences, through your challenges, your triumphs. This might be leading and guiding you towards your edges. Yet, the truth is, if we have parts of our personality, if we have aspects of our psychology or our somatic reality, if we have imprints that are deeply embedded in our nervous systems that were programmed either in this lifetime, other lifetimes, through our ancestral lineages, through the stories of our ancestors, or through stories that we've lived at different stages of development in this lifetime, no matter where it's come from, no matter where its source, we can only really go as fast and as far as the most scared part of ourselves. So this would be the moment to deeply tend to and care for our resistance, the ways that we sometimes sabotage where we're going, the ways that we sometimes doubt or resist or numb or distract, so that we don't have to feel the pain of the fear that lives deeply in our unconscious, in our animal body. And I see the innocence of this all. And I say this not to put pressure on anyone to assume that you can just, radically change the capacity of what your nervous system can hold overnight or just through thinking your way there. This is the moment to seek guidance. This is the moment to inquire deeply within. This is the moment to understand the imprints, the stories, and the mechanisms that live inside of our being that are somehow attaching us to past impressions, past experiences, whether they were our own or that of our ancestors. Because to liberate our future, we must reconcile with the past. We must heal the past in the present to liberate the future. And if the version of you now is but a result of past ideas, conditionings, stories, assumptions, traumas, triumphs, it's all past information that has informed the now. And the way that your past has been informed in its own masterpiece, because all of us have different information that's creating the stories of who we are now. It's interchangeable, it's fluid, it's mutable. None of us are actually fixed to the past because the past is still a construct of the mind. So if we can reconcile with the past in the present, and we become so present, so available, so graced by the divinity of the moment, where we feel the nature of choice in the moment. We feel the ability to slow down time so that we can go at a pace that works for us as we step into our becoming, so that we can ultimately architect and design the type of future that we want to see in the world, firstly through our own embodiment. And this is what it means to be a future ancestor of our ancestral lineages. Never before and never again will this version of you emerge on this planet, in this body, with this personality, with this astrological architecture, with this human design, with this Enneagram, whatever ways that we try to understand ourselves through systems. Think about the unique mandala of energy and frequency that you are. It is a tapestry. It is a weaving of history and, indigenous wisdom that lives inside of you. It is the stories of our ancestors. It is your experiences at different stages of your childhood. It is our teachers, our mentors, our friends, our family. It is our preferences and the textures and the flavors that we love that make you into this perfect geometry that is so unique. And so there is such a divinity to understanding that. So many of us are living like this is all so casual. Yet, what if impermanence is actually teaching us about sacredness? Because there's an assumption, like Buddhism teaches us about these two forces, impermanence and wisdom. Hey friends, I have a special gift to thank you for being a part of this community. Are you ready to heal, transform, and preserve the stories of your ancestral lineage? Visit thecenterofdestiny.com to access a free 1-hour training designed to help you empower your lineage and write new stories of love, legacy, and connection in your life. This is what it truly means to stand in the center of your own destiny. It is to heal the past in the present to liberate your future. Join me on this free training to consciously influence your future with greater intention, magic, purpose, precision, and power. I truly live for this work, and I would love for you to join me. Subscribe to my email list at thecenterofdestiny.com to register for your free training today. Impermanence is the understanding that all of this is fleeting. It's like envision the Tibetan monks who put so much time, energy, and tedious skill into building these intricate sand mandalas, only to sweep them back and dissolve them into nothingness. They're not here to be preserved. They're not here to be relics in museums that are witnessed through time. It's a teaching of impermanence that no matter how much energy, skill, and intention you put into something, it still eventually is going to dissolve. None of us are going to live forever, yet our legacies can. These stories will. Our ancestral lineages will. Yet, impermanence teaches us that it can all be taken away and it will be all taken away. And so some of us could take a nihilistic view on this and say, well, none of it fucking matters. None of it matters. Why does any of it matter? Why even try? And you must pair wisdom with impermanence if you're going to really understand this teaching, because wisdom is the element that comes in to say, yes, it can all be taken away. No, none of this is going to last. Nothing is forever. And that's why you must treat it as sacred. That's why we must respect time as the precious resource that it is. That's why it's a jewel. Not because it doesn't matter, but because it all matters. Because it is fleeting is why it matters while you have it. And that is presence. And so here's the truth, my friends, something that I have witnessed in myself and I witness in human nature. There is a direct correlation between our relationship with time and how much we love and respect ourselves. Because the truth is, if we are still functioning and living our lives in a way that is not truly authentic to our original essence, we're still influenced, and our decisions, our choices, the timelines that we choose are still based off of a lack of self-awareness, fear of what other people might think of our paths. We're afraid of our own genius or afraid of our own truth. We're still being a little bit diluted or a little lukewarm with life. Or maybe you're someone who's always looking to the outside to inform you of what is right for you. If you're still living in a little bit of a disconnection with your highest self or your highest destiny, then the way that we are being with time is not the best relationship that we could be having. And what do I mean by this? If we don't respect ourselves, we don't respect our time. Therefore, we will give it away. Therefore, we will get into debt with ourselves by giving away our time in people, places, and things that aren't truly a reflection of our deepest knowing desires or our majesty. We will just give it away as if it's not the most precious resource that we have. And the more that we integrate, healthy reparenting of ourselves, the more that we integrate more of our souls and learn to embody our souls through our human mechanisms, the more that we take care of ourselves, we take care of our inner worlds, we take care of our bodies, the more, safe of a place that you are for your emotions, the more present you are with your experience, the more that we're going to respect our time, the more that we're going to respect ourselves. Therefore, the more skillful, refined, and selective we are going to be with time. That means placing boundaries around our time. It means placing boundaries around our visions and our dreams and our creative pursuits. Because if we don't respect our dreams and our visions, a greater expression that wants to come through us, we don't really tend to the gardens of our, true nature and our expression in this world. And we're just lackadaisical with our lives, and we're just giving away our most precious resource, or we're, scattered in our resource of time, or we're so disconnected from our bodies that we're not able to really ingest or absorb, or be with the moment. It's like, being physically somewhere, but not actually having a full integrated perception or perspective of the moment because you're checked out in somewhere else. The more present we get, the more available we are to magic, the more beautiful and high vibrational emotions we might experience. Because how could you ever feel the heights of your joy or the depths of your artistic vision if we are fleeting through the moment? It takes stillness, it takes awareness, it takes presence, it takes being available for the moment to really seize it. And so there is an equation here of the more I respect myself, the more I love myself, the more I champion my greatest visions and dreams, the more that I am aware of my time, and the more that I architect and wield it, place boundaries, place structure around it, so that ultimately I can experience more freedom, actually, more liberation, because I'm conscious of where I'm not experiencing those things, and therefore where I need to let go of certain people, places, and things in order for me to make space for things that are truly aligned, that allow me to feel more free, that allow me to feel more creatively expressed, that allow me to feel more deeply intimate with life and the people around me. And if I could be a voice for time itself, the essence of Chronos, if I could transmit a teaching of time in this moment to you, I would say that time is measured in compassion. May we be compassionate to ourselves. May we be compassionate to each other. May we be compassionate to this earth. May we be compassionate to all sentient beings. Because if there is no compassion weaved into our experience of time, then what do we really have? There's an importance to merge the more intellectual meaning that we're assigning to time here. It's like, yes, we get it by now. I'm sure you are feeling something. You're like, either I need to slow down or I need to get activated. And wherever you fall on the spectrum, I'm sure that time is moving through you in your awareness and teaching you how to better relate to it. But if we can't imbue compassion and heart and love with all of this, then none of it really, really matters. So the more compassionate we are with time, the more we are compassionate with ourselves and others, the more that you're going to notice that you can actually slow down time, expand your ability to live in the moment, and probably notice more in your life through the mirroring and the people around you. When we are rushing, when we are so self-interested with our time, right? So this is the other end of the spectrum. This is the grand paradox. You will notice this about this podcast. We are going to speak to nuance and we are going to see the paradox, the different ends of the pole of a subject, because just earlier I was talking about the preservation of time. It's limited resource of time in our lives and therefore needing to protect it, which has a lot of virtue in it. Some of us are needing to learn how to not be in debt with ourselves around our time. But let's swing the pendulum the other way and say, if we are so self-interested and so self-serving in our time, we are also missing the way that we can gift through time. Because if you become more aware of the needs of the people around you, of the strangers around you, of this miracle it is to be in whatever present reality you are in, wherever you're listening to this, whoever is around you or whoever isn't around you, whatever elements of nature are around you, if you expand your capacity and expand your perspective to let in a consideration of the things around you, I promise you, you will find ways to serve the moment. You will find ways to observe and serve the elements, the land, the people, the visions, the ideas, the strangers around you. And so may we find the middle path, the balance between we must protect any leakages around our time, where it's not aligned, where there isn't a reciprocity, where we're not being fed and really nourished by where we're giving our time. And may we balance that with an awareness that when we create boundaries and structure around our time, it actually gives us more space to be creative with our time in the ways that are authentic. So if you suddenly have more space and more time, because you have boundaries around it and you're okay with saying no, you can actually say yes to more. And this way allows you to actually be more present with the people around you, more attuned to the emotional field, more aware of the connection and the intimacy that is available. You might begin to ask deeper questions. You might explore more of the universe within the person in front of you. You might lend a hand to the person who needs one, where when you were on your phone, that was completely out of sight. When you were scrolling, you were completely unaware of the person that was needing your help just 20 feet away from you. And so that's the gift of presence. We become aware of this interconnected web that we are all a part of, and we ask, how do I tend to this? How do I serve that which is around me, and how do I serve the moment without it costing my self-love, my value of my time, and respect to myself? And that is the middle path. That is integration. That is the merging of opposites. And I really believe that we will feel more satisfaction in our lives, that we are actually slowing down time, not trying to get somewhere else or not trying to mature or be, it's funny, like I saw this thing recently where it was like young people always want to be older and old people always want to get back their youth, right? The grass is always greener on the other side. So may this teaching of time allow us to be in whatever season we are in and to live it fully. That's the medicine here. Wherever you go, there you are. Whatever season of life, there you are. Whatever is true of the moment, live it fully. If you're gonna be something, be it fully. And this is a tantric teaching. It is a tantric way of life. to be so captivated, so alive, so fully awakened, so sensually and sensorily, if that is even a word, connected to yourself, other, nature, the cosmos, and reality, that you can just be 100% of that. Whatever emotion you're experiencing, feel it fully. Whatever visions you have, show up for it fully. It's about awakening aliveness in the moment. It's about surrendering fully to whatever it is that's in front of you. And this is the act of surrender. This is the act of making whatever is mundane or practical magical. Like doing your taxes can be a ceremony, right? Brushing your teeth, washing the dishes. This feels so classic. It's like the chop wood, carry water. You get it, right? It's whatever it is that you're doing, you can make it sacred. There is divinity in the moment, and that is actually what time is teaching us. There is an aliveness to the teaching of time. And the irony is that the opposite of aliveness is our own death. And it is death that teaches us how to live. It is the impermanence and the knowing that all of it is fleeting, that there is a grief that comes with every death, that really teaches us preciousness. And so there you have it, my friends. I honor the time that you have given to listen to this podcast. Hello, beautiful humans. Thank you so much for following along this episode the full way through. My closing message is this. If you are loving the Center of Destiny podcast and you want to help grow and feed this field, please do follow us, subscribe, and rate the podcast. And should you feel inspiration to connect outside of this space, you can always find me at thecenterofdestiny.com. There are opportunities to join me live on retreat, to work with me in a deep way, one-on-one, and to access a free ancestral healing module when you subscribe to my email list. Thank you so much for being here, community. It is truly an honor to bring this content to you. And I am sending you all of my love. Many blessings.